What's up, fellow Saiyans, and welcome to episode 44 of the Marvel Mini-Paint series. Today's person we're doing is Strong Guy, otherwise known as Guido Carosella. He's a member of X Factor. He has the ability to absorb kinetic energy and can convert it into strength. So he's basically like Sebastian Shaw, except for his body grows in weird proportions too. Sort of like a comic relief kind of character. But to get him started, we're going to go with his face. We're going to use elven flesh for the skin. Next up, we're going to use deep blue for the blue parts of his costume. You should need about 2 coats of this in gel altogether. With the flesh color paint, you're looking at 3. And you can see right there I screwed up originally on the back. I made it all blue because I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. Which makes putting the yellow part on a little harder. But right after the blue, we're going to go down to the base. And I'm going to use dark stone for that. Once you're finished with the base, I'm going to go over and add another coat of the elven flesh. Now, for the metal shoulder pads he has, I'm going to use gunmetal. There's also a little sewer grate down at the bottom of the base that I'm going to apply this to. Once we're finished with that, we're going to grab the demonic yellow, and we're going to use this for all the yellow parts of his costume, which honestly, I think demonic yellow may be my most used color other than like matte white or matte black to use for other things. And being that I made the whole back blue prior to this, it's going to take an extra coat or two to make sure I cover that up properly. Usually by the time you finish one coat, and by the time you get about head to toe, it's time to apply that second coat right over top because it's usually dry by then. Now I'm going to use mummy robes for both his hair and on his chest. The X, it's a red and white X on his chest. It's real big. For the white parts, we're going to use mummy robes. I'm going to apply it to his teeth as well. I go back with a detail brush and clean a few things up. Work on the flesh a little bit. I'm just going back and I'm going over any parts where the yellow might have crossed the blue or vice versa. Just trying to trim it up a little bit. Now for his glasses, I'm going to use Void Shield Blue as the base color for him. Now for the red on his X, we're going to use Dragon Red. Now, once that's finished, it's time to start our washing process. And we're going to start like we always do, usually the flesh wash. We're going to apply this to his face. Try to be gentle about it. Don't soak it down. Make sure you clear it out when you're finished. You know, take the wet brush itself if it's stuff's too soaked in the puddles and drain some of it. Now for the blue parts, we're going to use blue tone. Next, for the base, we're going to use strong tone. And for the yellow parts, we're going to use light tone. And again, you don't want it to puddle up too much. And then once you're finished with the light tone, we're going to work over just for the metal plates on his shoulders, the metallic parts. We're going to use a little bit of dark tone. And then once that's finished, we're going to sit it, let it dry for a while. That's where it starts. Once it's dry, I'm going to take matte white and I'm going to start applying it to the hair. But for the skin highlights, we're going to take our elven flesh and our mummy robes we had before. We're going to put just a little dab of the mummy robes into the elven flesh. We're going to mix it up, and that's going to be the highlights I'm going to use for the skin. Next, for the base highlights, we're going to use Uniform Gray, which is the actual color it was primed in. Now we're going to use some pure red for the X on his chest, just as the highlight to accent the dragon red. Alright, right here we're going to add the matte white. We're going to apply this to his hair and the X. As well, we're going to add a little bit of a lens glare for his glasses as well. Now over to his armor plating on his shoulders, we're going to use shining silver. And once that's done, I'm also going to use a little bit of the matte white to add a little glare to it, but not yet. First, we're going to take our moon dust and we're going to apply this to the yellow. For the blue areas, we're going to use crystal blue. And this will be the final color added as we get the blue parts. And this is going to be Strong Guy. I like the way he turned out. I think I did a fairly decent job on him. Again, I'm no professional, but for a person who's just painting these as a hobby, I think he turned out alright. And if you like this video and you want to see more and get notified of more episodes when they come out, you just hit that subscribe button. If you want to see other videos, painting videos, gaming videos, check out my Facebook page or my Twitch page below. Once again, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. And later, Saiyans.